this is Shannon Hennick. I'm sharing some of my insights as a speech therapist about the importance of visual supports, particularly with young people and students who have vulnerabilities around their ability to understand or express themselves through speech. Speech goes very quickly. The phone number is 0800-777-4455. Number is 0800-455-3323. One is much easier to understand. When things are visual, they stop moving, and that gives them more processing time. It also lets you hold more than two things at once, so that's really important if you have any memory issues. Would you like carciofi, carne, insalata? Carne, carciofi, insalata. Even if you don't speak Italian, and I don't speak it well, having them down, you can hold more information for longer periods of time just by making it stop moving and be visual. It also makes equal power. A lot of situations, if you have someone with a disability, communication disability, the person they're talking with has more power because it's easier for them to get words out. And it's easier for them to remember words, and it's easier for them to understand. So if things are written down, or there's pictures, it means both people can at least point to references and have it a little bit more equity in the exchange. So with that in mind, I wanted to review some of the things I tend to do to make things more visual. First thing I do a lot of is I do one, you do one. Rather than me say, okay, what do you like? I might say, okay. I pick somebody, maybe even another staff member. Hey, Mrs. Smith, what do you like? Oh, you like chocolate. Now, everybody in the room knows you say something and I write it down. And if I ask the next person and they say chocolate, that's fine too. By the way, this technique is called predictive chart writing. All right, Samantha, what do you like? Wait, no response. Do you like chocolate? Do you like animals? Do you like football? Now I'm giving some examples. So she's like, ooh, I like swimming. Excellent. And then I might, at this stage, ask the kid who's a little bit more vulnerable around his language skills, what do you like? Now he has some options. He can literally point to these or say these, because I'm writing these in a place that he can look, or he can pick something else. Maybe he likes soccer. Now it doesn't just have to be written down. Maybe I use some videos so people can see what they're expected to do before they're asked to do it, or I can have peers demonstrate. So, you can do one. I'll show you before I expect you to do one. You can also use writing and drawing, and I tend to do this all the time. I no longer am able to go into a classroom without a dry erase or whiteboard. I really, really rely on this to slow down my speech. So whenever I'm doing something with a student, I always make a written plan. It can be as simple as, okay, we're going to put on our shoes, get our bag, go outside, and notice that I'm speaking while I'm writing, and then we're going to wait, and then we'll get on the bus. Now, it'd be great if you had better handwriting than I do, but even just this, I could do it in a language you don't know. Prima andiamo a prendere le scarpe, dopo borsa. Andiamo fuori, aspettiamo autobus. Now I speak Italian horribly, but even if you don't understand my horrible accent or speak the language, you know that there's going to be 5 things. Maybe you picked up autobus, or maybe some of these words you held on to, but you have a better chance to pick up and understand. And we know this technique, which is called this technique of writing while you talk, can be called written choice communication in different formats, or like this, I just call it kind of like writing and talking, or live, I sometimes call it live transcripts, or live subtitles, and just make that stop so we have something that we can both refer to and make things make sense. I also do quite a bit of drawing or just sort of schematics. if a child is struggling to figure out what the end point is, I might go, okay, we have to put our name at the top of the paper, then we're going to do 1, 2, and 3, and then I'll give you 1, 2, 3, or 4 stars based on how you do your worksheet, and then actually do the worksheet. If a child's having a hard time understanding how long to wait, I might say, okay, we're doing reading, and then we get to go outside. We start reading. 4 more reading moments. I wait maybe a whole minute. Great reading. Maybe I wait 5 minutes. Maybe 1 more minute, and then, oh, I see that we're about ready to go out to recess or playtime or interval. And I say, oh, reading's almost finished. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, it's time to go outside. So those are just some of the ways that I use writing and drawing to support what I'm saying and make it clearer and easier to negotiate. But even though I know that a lot of kids will be able to get some meaning out of me writing, even if they're not great readers yet, photographs are incredibly powerful. But we used to have to take the picture and then move it, get it to the printer, and then sometimes we would even need to laminate it. Sometimes we also need to add Velcro, even though this part is often optional. And by that point, it's just not feasible. But now we have the technology with iPads that we can do things kind of on the fly, or in the nick of time, or what I like to just think of as just in time. Because the other thing is we often are very, very good at giving kids schedules. Not just kids with autism, but we're going to do lunch, and then we're going outside, and then it's going to be math time, and we have everything that's happening in the day. 5 or 6 things in the day. But most kids, what they really don't know is, what do I do during recess? What do I do during math? Well, this is what we did yesterday, and now we're doing this instead today. So when you don't know what to do inside, that's where we really need the information. But it's very hard to prepare because I, as a teacher or an aide or a speech therapist or the parent or the peer tutor, whoever I am, I don't know what's going to happen in math. It's going to change. Maybe the teacher realized it was too hard, too easy. It's always going to be changing. And so that's why it can be really, really handy to have some way to either on a dry erase board say what's going to happen in that moment, or if it needs more information, use photos. And I'm going to now go through my 3 favorite apps that are relatively affordable. I think Sticky's about $5 at the moment. ChoiceWorks, I think, is under 20. Pictello is also around 20, which, when I think back to printing, laminating, and Velcro, the fact that I can do it just in the moment and keep making it happen is money well spent, at least in my book. So now I'm going to go through each of these 3 and show you some examples of how they work and how I use them. Make visual supports is Sticky. It's a cheap app. It's not designed at all for making visual supports, but I use it all the time because it's one of the quickest and easiest ways I can take real objects, take a photo, and start using them. So this was an example where I quickly double tapped and I took a photo with my camera. Although what I was really taking a photo of in the real situation are these objects. And I just wanted to be able to talk about them and say, like, ooh, Shannon wants a green one. Can you give me a green one? Oh, thank you. Ooh, I need a yellow one. Oh, I need another green one. Ooh, could you give me a green hat? What do you want? And I had a real photo of the child, which I have hidden for confidentiality reasons. Would you like a green one, a yellow one, or 2? And he pointed and used his own speech, whereas before he was not knowing what to say. When it was time to clean up, I could say things like, Shannon's putting the green one away. Shannon's putting the yellow one away. You are putting these away. And then it was time to wait for instructions, so I could just type, wait. That was too big or the wrong colors. I can change any of that, change the size.
just could say, oh, we're waiting. We're waiting. The child was 5. He's not yet reading, but that was fine. It was enough. It was a holding place. He knew what I was talking about. We're waiting. It's time to wait. And he'd point to it and go, wait, wait, wait. And he sat and waited for the next thing. Another example, I'll go into a different. Another example is just for turn taking. This was for the game Don't Break Your Ice. I took a very low quality photo of the hammer and the 2 adults and the child who were playing with it. Here we go. Your turn for the hammer. My turn for the hammer. Mommy's turn for the hammer. Who's going to go next? I think I'm going to go. Oops, made a mistake. I'm going to go fast. Ooh, Mommy, are you going to go fast or slow? Oh, you want to go slow. And then she actually does it. Jeremy, do you want to go fast or slow? As you can see, this is a young person who can't read yet, but he's learning these words each do something different. Maybe by the end of the lesson, he might start getting this one says fast, this one says slow. He'll forget it. He doesn't yet know his letters, but it's getting those early literacy concepts. All the while, I can say your turn, my turn, your turn, and we know who we're talking about. No Velcro, no lamination required. I made it within 2 seconds within the child's attention span while we were setting up the game. So here is another example of just a first, then, next board, neat and sticky. Here's something made on the fly. Yep, we're going to go outside and go to the bus. All right, Shannon's going to write her name. So-and-so's going to write their name. I'm going to write the math. You're going to write them. Pictello is another app. It just lets you make talking photo albums, which can be a great way of doing some visual supports. One visual support might be we're doing a recipe and I want to be able to explain what the next steps are. So I might have this set up and you might review and go, okay, this is the recipe. We're going to make Play-Doh. Who's going to turn the page? Different kids can take turns. Oh, let's check that we have all of them. Do we have the oil? Yeah. Do we have the salt? Yeah. Do we have the flour? And so I can actually talk and give references as I'm going. Oh, how much water do we need? We need 1 cup. Oh, that's about this much. So I have enough information that we can actually talk about each step. Do the step. Ooh, let's see what the next ingredient is. We need oil. How much oil? We have the words, we have the pictures, so we have some context. It's not just me talking or me reading from a piece of paper that the child may or may not be getting that much information from. But I'm always pairing the words, both written and spoken, because that's where the future system of how they're going to communicate and understand hopefully will go. Then when we get to things that are more action-oriented, if someone doesn't really know what stirring looks like in this setting, I have a picture that really shows, yep, you need to stir for a while, you keep going, you can turn the spoon in different ways, you can go, this is fast, this is fine to go that fast. If I wanted to demonstrate using 2 hands, I'd actually put a hand on it, so just a lot of the information is captured so that we don't just have to listen. Now some kids also need more than just the steps, they actually don't know what to do. So this is an example of video modeling, where I'm demonstrating in a way that they can watch over and over again things that you can do. In an ideal world, I would have at least 2 videos of me making and rolling up balls. So it's not just, oh, you always make 3 from yellow. I could also make 5. I could make 2. I could make them bigger. I could make them smaller. Here I'm demonstrating another thing that you can do with Play-Doh. And here I'm demonstrating yet another thing that you can do with Play-Doh. In all different ways. Again, I could make another video where I do the same exact things but do them in different ways. So this isn't about language so much, but it is about knowing what to do, which certainly helps you be an interesting person for other kids to come play with. So that was Pictello. You also can do things like make interesting stories. One app is ChoiceWorks. And this lets you take real photos really quickly and break down a little schedule. So for example, this one, we were playing with Play-Doh. And when we start it, we can set a little timer. When Play-Doh time's all done, you can say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All done.
What's next? Oh, we need to write. And this is an actual photograph of the worksheet the teacher had handed out. In this case, we did that, and then we quickly would go have a drink.
All done.
And then we'd actually have to go back and say, you didn't finish, because we're going back and forth.
All done.
And then after that,
All done.
the student had a choice of doing more of his writing on the computer, at his desk, or on the mat. We finished all of that.
Done.
We had some more choices.
Be alone. Color.
And there's also no reason why you couldn't take a photo of the top of the page where you put your name. First you need to put your name on. Then we're going to do number 1. Then we're going to jump. Then we're going to do number 3. Then we're going back to number 2, and you can actually put all the steps in, work together to jointly decide which ones you want to do first or second. If you want to put your name at the very end, that's fine. Adjust all of those, and then you can work your way through. And that was that. And they're pretty easy to adjust. You can swap the order like this. You can add one where if you can find some of the pre-existing symbols, like go on a boat, read a book, go bowling, have a break, brush teeth. Or you can take a picture of a favorite person, of something like maybe you wanted to listen to some music. Give it a title so we can read it. I'm going to put music down. Which, yes, that did take 5 seconds, and for some kids that's going to be too hard, but it is a lot faster than Velcroing and laminating symbols. I have the exact thing that we're going to do. When that's done, we're all finished. If I wanted to make another symbol, I can now look up. And that symbol's still there for the next time, which makes it a little bit faster and easier.